students, I welcome you all for the class 11A. So I'm going to teach chemistry subject. So in lower classes from 6th to 10th standard, you already studied the basic concepts of chemistry. That is, the basic concepts means what is acid, what is base, what a cation, anion, etc. But in you are coming to higher secondary, that is in 11th standard, the chemistry subject alone is divided into three parts. The one is inorganic chemistry, that means which deals about the metals, non-metals, their properties, their structure, their uses, etc. Then second part is physical chemistry, which deals about the rate of the reaction, that means how fast the reaction rate is possible. Then chemical equilibrium, whether the reaction is completed or not, and its melting and boiling point, etc. Then third topic is organic chemistry. In organic chemistry, we are it's a ocean like so it is a very vast chapters. So in alcohols, then ethers, aldehydes, ketones, their preparation properties, there is so many things are there. So that carbon compounds, if we are studying, means that is organic chemistry. So today we are going to see the first volume, the first chapter, that is unit 1, basic concepts of chemistry and chemical calculations. So chemistry plays a major role in providing the needs and also help us to improve the quality of life. So it produces many fertilizers, insecticides, agricultural production, then for better, stronger buildings, that is concrete, cements, quality of steel, then fabrics industry, then it almost, so many biochemical reactions are responsible for the human activities. Then many chemical industries, polymers, dyes, alloys, drugs, etc. In all the area, in all the field, chemistry is one of the most important one. So it plays an important role in our day-to-day life. It becomes essential to understand the basic principles of chemistry in order to address the mounting challenges in our developing country. So now coming to the chapter, that is matter. What is matter? So any substance, that is anything that has mass and occupies space, is called as matter. So matter may be divided based on two classifications. The one is physical classification and the second one is chemical classification. The first, physical classification, that means based on their physical state, the substance may be divided into solid, liquid and gas. Solid example is ice, liquid example water, and gas example is water vapor. The second type of chemical classification is mixtures. In 9th standard itself you studied, that is mixtures. It's divided into two types, homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. So throughout this solution, if it contains same physical properties, means we call it as a homogeneous. It may be different, means it is a heterogeneous. Example is a tea, is an example for homogeneous. Tea, juice, etc. Then heterogeneous means oil and water. So oil and water is having a two layers. So two different layers, oily layer and aqueous layer. So it comes under heterogeneous mixture. Then another one classification is pure substance, that is based on chemical classification. One more topic is pure substance, that is elements and compounds. Element means pure element only, that is copper, iron, aluminium is entirely fully it is made up of only copper atom. So it is coming under element. Then compound means it is a copper sulfate, sodium chloride, magnesium sulfate. So many compounds are there. Their atoms ratio should be a fixed one. That's why it is said to be a compound. But mixture is different from compound. In mixtures, it can be in any ratio. The substance may be in any ratio. Compound means it should be having a fixed proportions in their atoms. So it is called as a compound. Example, copper sulfate. Now, element. What is an element? An element consists of only one type of atom. This contains, for example, if copper means throughout the copper wire or copper rod, only Cu atom is present. That's why it is called as an element. An element consists of only one type of atom. An atom is the smallest electrically neutral particle. Why it is called electrically neutral particle means an atom having equal number of protons and electrons. Being made up of fundamental particles, namely electrons, protons, and neutrons, element can exist as monoatomic or polyatomic units. Monoatomic means if it is present only one atom, Au, that is gold, copper, Cu. Polyatomic unit means hydrogen, that is H2, phosphorus, P4, and sulfur, S8. That means 4 phosphorus combine together to give one atom of phosphorus. Similarly, 8 sulfur units combine to give the sulfur atom. So they are called as a monoatomic unit and polyatomic unit. So this is the definition for next element. Coming to compound. Compounds are made up of molecules which contain 2 or more atoms of different elements. For example, carbon dioxide. Here it contains 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. For glucose, it contains 6 carbon, 12 hydrogen and oxygen 6. Then hydrogen sulfide, H2S, sodium chloride, NaCl. So compounds, they are made up of molecules which contain 2 or more atoms of different elements. Their properties of compounds are different from those of their constituent elements. So their ratio should be a fixed one. That means, for example, carbon dioxide should be 1 carbon and 2 oxygen. Then only it is called as a carbon dioxide. The ratio should be a constant one. So this is the definition for compound. Now the topic, next one is AMU. What is Unified Atomic Mass Unit? That is AMU. Atomic mass unit is defined as, that is in carbon 12 is a basic thing. We have to take that one isotope. Carbon atomic number is 6 but mass number is 12. Even though C14 is also there, but we have to take carbon 12 as a standard isotope. Is considered as standard by IUPAC. IUPAC means it is a group of chemists. They gave the idea for naming of compounds. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, and its mass is fixed as 12 AMU. Now, coming to the definition, what is one atomic mass unit? It is defined as the 1/12 of the mass of the carbon 12 atom in its ground state. That means in 1/12 of the mass, that means if we take one mass of the carbon, how much, that is 12th part, 1/12 of the mass of the carbon 12 in its ground state. 1 AMU is equal to 1.6605 into 10 to the power minus 27 kg. That is, it also defined as a ratio of the average atomic mass to the unified atomic mass unit. Now coming to the molecular mass definition. So we know molecular mass means the sum of the atomic mass is called as molecular mass. Similar to relative atomic mass, relative molecular mass is defined as the ratio of the mass of the molecule to the unified atomic mass unit. That means the molecular mass is defined as ratio of the mass of the molecule to the unified atomic mass unit. The relative molecular mass of any compound, it can be calculated. How we can calculate the molecular mass? By simply adding the atomic mass of individual atoms. So then we get the molecular mass weight. So here is one problem. How will you calculate the relative molecular mass of glucose? So already I explained in 10th standard, that is C6H12O6. So far we know, before calculating this value, we should know the atomic mass also. So carbon 6 means 6 into, for 1 carbon atomic mass is 12. So 6 into 12 plus hydrogen, there are 12 hydrogen, so 12 into hydrogen correct atomic mass is 1.008, or we can simply use 1. So 12 into 1 plus, there are 6 oxygen, so 6 into 16, oxygen atomic mass is 16. So if we add all this, we get 180. So the relative molecular mass of glucose is 180. So here is a tabular column for the relative atomic mass of some elements. That is element, relative atomic mass, that is element and their relative atomic mass. So various elements, their atomic mass is given. For hydrogen 1, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16, sodium 23, magnesium 24, sulfur 32, chlorine 35, potassium 39, Ca means calcium 40, Cr means chromium 51, Mn means manganese 54, Mg means magnesium, Mn means 54 or 55, round off 55, manganese. Then iron 55, copper 63. By using these atomic mass value, we can easily find out the relative molecular mass of some compounds. So some problems I gave for you workout. So calculate the relative molecular mass of the following by using the tabular column. You have to calculate for ethanol, potassium permanganate, potassium dichromate and sucrose. So these 4 problems, calculation of relative molecular mass, I will give as an assignment work. Next topic is Avogadro number. What is Avogadro number? The total number of entities, that means atoms or molecules or ions, which is present in 1 mole of any substance is called as Avogadro number, and the value is equal to 6.022 10 to the power 23. That means in 1 mole of any substance, how many atoms are present or how many number of entities present, which is called as Avogadro number, and which is named after the Italian physicist Amedeo Avogadro, who proposed that equal volumes of all gases under the same conditions of temperature and pressure, which contain equal number of molecules. And also Avogadro number does not have any unit. It is a simple numerical value only. There is no unit for this one. So already we know that what is Avogadro number and state Avogadro law you studied in 10th standard. Once again I repeat, the total number of entities present in 1 mole of any substance is called as Avogadro number. Its value is equal to 6.022 into 10 to the power 23, and it's denoted by the capital letter N. And the Avogadro law means equal volumes of all gases under the same conditions of temperature and pressure contain equal number of molecules, and it does not have any unit. Next comes to define relative atomic mass. It is a book back question. The relative atomic mass is defined as the ratio of the average atomic mass to the unified atomic mass unit. That means average mass of the atom, which is divided by the unified atomic mass. Average mass divided by atomic mass. We call it as a relative atomic mass. Next, define mole. 1 mole is the amount of substance of a system which contains as many elementary particles as there are atoms in 12 gram of carbon 12 isotope. That means in carbon 12 isotope, the 12 grams of carbon is present. No? Similarly, for any other substances, the same amount of substance, if it is present, means we call it as a 1 mole. So 1 mole is the amount of substance which contains as many elementary particles as there are atoms in 12 gram of carbon isotope. The elementary particles may be a molecule or atom or ion or an electron or any other specified particle. So this is the definition for 1 mole. So next we are going to calculate the molar mass of the following compounds for 4 compounds, namely urea, acetone, boric acid and sulfuric acid. This is also a book back problem. First you have to know the molecular mass. For knowing the molecular mass or molar mass, before that we have to know the atomic mass of each element. For urea, the formula is CONH2 twice. That means carbon is 1, oxygen also 1, nitrogen is 2, but hydrogen is 4. For these atoms, we have to multiply with their atomic mass. Then we have to calculate and add. The answer will be as 60 is the molecular mass of urea. Similarly for acetone CH3COCH3, we have to calculate for 3 carbon, 6 hydrogen and 1 oxygen we have to calculate, and you have to find out the molecular mass of acetone. For boric acid also H3BO3, H atomic mass you know 1, for boron it's a 10 and oxygen is 16. Then for sulfuric acid H2SO4, here also you have to find out the atomic mass and add them, and finally we get the molecular mass of sulfuric acid. So far we saw about the matter, element, compound, molecular mass, then how can we calculate the relative molecular mass, Avogadro number and atomic mass calculations. So thank you children.